Hello, this video will give you a brief introduction on how to encourage students to educate and advocate for social justice in psychology courses. I had multiple motivations to create this assignment, one of which I wanted to get students more engaged in the classroom, particularly through peer teaching. Additionally, I wanted students to have the opportunity to work together in groups to research an issue in depth, particularly using empirical resources. I also wanted students to find ways to translate their research into actions, telling their peers what they can do about this issue that they're telling them about. Finally, and this part can be optional, I wanted students to create a tangible product to educate others about their issue. Although I use this assignment in a Psych of Gender course, it can be adopted into a variety of lower and upper division courses. This can include biopsychology, cognitive and developmental psychology, personality, positive psychology, psychopathology, and social psychology. This assignment entailed 5 different components. The first was that groups were required to introduce their class to their topic. For example, if they were presenting on autism or dementia or avoidant personality disorder, they'd have to define what that is first. And this is just an example of one of the groups and how they did that. So they were talking about sex positivity. And so at the very beginning of their presentation, they had this slide here to say, what does it mean to be sex positive? Second, students explained why their topic is important. For example, students included relevant prevalence rate statistics for postpartum depression or negative mental health outcomes associated with anti-trans discrimination and bias. So here's an example from the group that did anti-trans discrimination. And so you can see here on this slide, they gave examples of recent data talking about anti-LGBTQ healthcare bills. You can see that they cited their sources, the Bloomberg Report and the Pew Research Center, and they also included hyperlinks in case any students in their classroom or their peers wanted to follow up on that data. Third, students had to provide the class with concrete actions based on their research that they can engage in to address their issue. For example, a group presenting on eating disorders encouraged students to learn more by doing a free sensitivity training, and they also held a discussion on how to talk and not talk to people living with eating disorders. A group that was talking about older women gave these concrete actions. So they talked a lot about reframing aging and ways to talk and not talk about older adults. So instead of saying a tsunami of older adults or calling them seniors or things like that, they talked about using the terms just older adults. And they also talked about using choice and planning and control and giving options. And so there were a variety of different methods and things that they talked about throughout their presentation. Fourth, students provided the class with a list of available resources at both local and national levels. So I want to show you some examples of a class presentation where they talked about major depression. So you can see here they have the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, so that's a national resource, but they also have Tennessee's Mental Health Crisis Hotline, a state level resource here. They also included this website, Bad Bitches Have Bad Days Too, and they included the QR code so students in the class could go to that website while they were presenting and look at it and interact with it in real time. They included resources specifically for the LGBTQ plus community. So you can see the Trevor Project, Therapy Den, Crisis Text Line. And then finally, they included and showed a TikTok video that talks about what to say and not say to a depressed partner. And so it gave some concrete phrases that were ones that you wanted to use and ones you wanted to avoid. So this group did a really great job of giving a variety of resources and tools. And the fifth component, and this is the one that can be optional, is to create a tangible product that educates and advocates about their topic. So some universities and public libraries have maker spaces that are available for students and the general public sometimes to use to create products. For example, my university has a maker space with a 3D printer, a Cricut machine, a button maker, vinyl cutter, woodworking materials, and so much more. And if students are using it for a class project, all of the materials are free. If your students don't have access to Makerspace, they can create a free student Canva account, and this will give them access to create social media posts and videos and calendars, infographics, and so much more. I had a student group who didn't want to create a tangible product. They created a TikTok video instead to advocate on their issue. So there are a variety of ways you can be creative to do this. These are just some examples of student products. So you can see here we have a couple of buttons. We have a t-shirt. These are from groups that were talking about sex positivity. And here we can see a sticker. They're very popular. So this one says there are no blurred lines when it comes to consent. They were talking about sexual assault. Here we have examples of some stickers and buttons. So this is from our group that presented on trans rights. And so they created a bunch of buttons that had different pronouns on it. They also created these really lovely stickers that had QR codes that linked to resource pages. So you can see here, support your sisters, not just your sisters, and that trans life matter. And this group, in their reflection, they actually said that they went back to the Makerspace to create more stickers and pins because classmates requested them because they hadn't made enough for the 50 plus students who were in the class at the time. You can see here, again, t-shirt and some more stickers that were created. These are some totes and some stickers, and then some more totes. They are talking about equal pay and pay discrimination. These are some more t-shirts. These ones specifically focus on mental health for mothers. And then this is talking some more totes, talking about equal pay and also dress code policies in the workplace. And then this is an example of a product that was created using Canva and can be accessible to students without a makerspace. So the students used Canva to create this calendar, and the calendar included all of these different affirmations because they wanted to just put out there positivity surrounding mental health and body positivity. They included all different types of affirmations. Here are some examples. My mind is a friend to my body. I let go of negative self-talk. I love the body I was born with. I'm worthy of love. I am important and unique. And so they had entire calendars, and they printed out several copies to pass out to their classmates, but that would not be necessary. You could always share the PDFs with classmates. So now that I've described the project, let's talk about how it impacted students. Beyond meeting several of the APA undergraduate psychology major learning goals, students have reported in their reflections and class discussions that although they dreaded a group project, most of them enjoyed working with their peers to research, to present, and to create materials. Student reflections often discussed overcoming anxiety to present in front of a class and that they now feel more confident in their public speaking abilities. Because we have access to Makerspace to create products, students often created extra materials such as stickers to give to their classmates. It was encouraging to see them advocating for different causes by attaching stickers and pins to their laptops, their water bottles, and to their book bags. One outcome that I found surprising was how many students said they gained presentation development skills either by using PowerPoint or Canva. Students also noted gaining experience in finding reputable sources, understanding research, and learning how to use Makerspace tools. I also want to share student-identified outcomes, specifically those related to social justice in their own words. So you can see here, after the semester ends, I will carry the knowledge not only from my group's presentation, but everybody else's. Working with my group was a great way to gain teamwork skills. I also gained advocacy skills and feel more confident speaking about causes I care about. I know I'll use the skills and knowledge in my daily life and especially in my career. Finding out about the available options for people who are struggling with their mental health, as well as practical tactics, was riveting because I can use this information in future to potentially better others. Overall, this project showed me that as a woman, I'm going to have to work really hard to prove myself in the workplace. I feel more confident in standing up for myself, and I'm equipped with adequate resources to handle any problems that I may encounter. I hope to spread awareness of this issue in the future, and I have explained it to a few different family members already. I'm considering going into a career in domestic violence advocacy, and I've only become more passionate about the subject by participating in this project. It felt good to work on something that is so relevant, and I especially enjoyed making something, stickers, for people to take with them, knowing that at some point it may start a conversation about the issue they covered. The ultimate goal of educating and advocating for me was to make these issues translatable to their daily lives and to inspire them, their peers, to implement action into their own lives. I felt it was very important to include that to change the culture, something we can do is to hold each other accountable, parents, friends, relatives, classmates, etc. Most people see activism as protesting and jumping in to help in a dangerous situation, but it is so much more than that. I hope to carry this advocacy on not for this semester, but forever. To summarize the student quotes, they describe learning what advocacy and activism looks like, learning new methods for advocacy and activism, discovering meaning relevant to their personal and professional lives, and a personal goal of continuing social justice work in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Please see the description below for links to the assignment rubric and comment your thoughts and suggestions.